Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in for this episode of 2.5 and 2.5. I want to take it's the new year. Woohoo! Happy New Year. I'm excited. Things are going great. 2013 is going to be awesome. I've got a lot of great things planned for each and every one of you. But I wanted to take some time. I had received a couple of messages last week that basically said this. All right, Jared, we know that you love food. We know that you like talking about food. But I'm 120 pounds overweight. What can you say, or how can you relate it to what I'm doing? I mean, you look thin and fit. How can you relate it, again, to my situation? And what I thought that I'd do is just talk a little bit about my story, again, share it, because I think that it's vitally important, when you start to understand the importance of how food affects your health and your mentality and your vitality and how you approach life. I posted earlier and I said that essentially the brain and your gut are made of the same type of tissue. That's why if you're getting ready to get on stage, or you're doing something that makes you a little bit nervous, you're thinking about how nervous it is. Well, where is it affecting you? It's affecting you in your gut. You get the butterflies in your stomach. What about when you think that you want to eat a huge piece of cake? How do you feel afterwards? Again, you feel all nice and warm in your tummy. And again, they're intertwined. And what happens is, if you're not giving your body proper nutrients, if you're not putting in the things that your body wants, essentially it can affect your mental well-being. For me, and my standpoint of about 6 years ago, I was going through a very difficult time, and I was on a diet, a divorce diet, so to speak. But in either case, I lost a significant amount of weight, and I got down to about 130 pounds. Now, for those of you that know me, I'm about 172 right now, so I was pretty thin, and I was very gaunt, and I wasn't really able to focus, I guess I should say, on the day-to-day tasks. And I found myself just kind of going slowly into this, depression. And it was really sad, in all honesty. And what I found is that, again, I just wasn't eating. I wasn't doing anything. I was just very depressed. And, one day I woke up and I just started to eat. And I started to focus on eating. And I noticed that, my mood started to change a little bit, and I was able to think a little bit more clearly, and I was able to make a little bit more rash decisions. And, I relayed that exactly to foods. Because, what I noticed is that when I started first eating and just wanting to eat, I was eating a lot of fast food. And what was happening is that I was getting a lot of energy, and then I was just kind of doing these crashing things. So I would go up and down and up and down. And over the course of the next year, I started to exercise a little bit more, but I started to put in a lot of good foods that my body was able to use for longer periods of time, rather than that crap at the fast food restaurant. And as a result of that, I went from 133 pounds all the way up to about 195 pounds, which I think is the most that I ever weighed. And again, this was in about 12 months' time. So that was, again, due to eating and exercising. But what I found, as I said, is that foods in and of itself can do so much more for your mental state and for your mental well-being. If you have those energy crashes or 3 p.m. crashes, again, it's food related. It's blood sugar related. If you are overweight, certainly it's the fact that your body's not metabolizing food. If you're underweight, your body's metabolizing food too quickly. So again, food affects your mood and your health and your vitality, and basically how you look at life. Again, because if you're not giving your body enough nutrients, enough happy nutrients, enough things that that your brain says, hey, this is cool, I like this food, I can live on this food. If you're not giving it those types of foods, then what happens is the brain's not being used. And if it's not being used, again, it just basically, there's a degradation of the cells, and it's just this compounding effect. So my point in all of this is that focus on foods first. If you can figure out a great way, really, or at least the foods that make you feel good outside of the sugars and the refined foods for extended, just a small period of time, if you can find foods that make you happy for long periods of time, and you find your mental clarity is improving because you're putting good foods in your body, that's the key. And so, from experience, as I said, I've had fluctuations of about 75 pounds. So, I know what it's like to eat and to not eat, and I wanted to share that with you. So again, 2013 is going to be a great year. I'm looking forward to, each and every one of you, sharing something on my site, on my fan page. If you have an interest, certainly go to my Facebook page. You can subscribe to this channel. I put these out, every couple of days, and I love these videos as well. But, just look for Be a Fitness Freak. I want to share things with you, and I want to share just basically the goodness of food. So I appreciate you guys having a great day. See you. Bye-bye.